The date is May 15th, 2025. id Software has just released Doom, The Dark Ages. Gamers around the world rejoice as Hugo Martin and his team have released another fucking banger of a game. But behind the scenes, its developers are trembling, shaking in their boots, hoping and praying to the gods that Doom speedrunners take at least a few weeks to break their fucking game. But these fucking dweebs have no cool, no family, no friends, and more importantly, no jobs. By the next day, they're doing shit like this. You get the point. Good morning, everyone. And if you're wondering what the fuck you've been looking at for the past 30 seconds, well, let me explain to you the wonders of mantle warping. Mantle warping is a very simple trick that could be broken down into 5 easy steps. Step 1, find a ledge you really like. Step 2, mantle said ledge. Step 3, at a very specific frame in the mantle animation, open your map. Step 4, move to wherever you want to teleport. Step 5, close your map and profit. Now, I'm sure some of you dweebs are wondering what's happening behind the scenes, and through the magic of editing, we're going to dive into that right now. Let's see what's happening in practice. Thanks to Bowsr's console unlocker, link in the description, we've been able to use the console to get some very useful information. And we've used 2 main CVARs. We've used frame stamp prints, which we've set to 2. Frame stamp print makes it that whenever something is printed out in the console, the frame at which it happens is printed out as well. It's going to allow us to know exactly at what frame we need to open the map in order to warp. The second console CVAR we've used is LG debug trace states, which we've set to 2 as well. LG probably stands for ledge grab, and this CVAR is going to return useful information with regards to the state of the Slayer while he is ledge grabbing. Let's have a look at what that returns. So here we see that on frame 358, the game checks the origin destination, records world origin destination, checks whether we can stand there. If we can, puts the Slayer in ledge pull-up state, calls get view pause, and we'll talk about that in a second. Exactly 20 frames later, 378, the game puts the Slayer in state none, calls get view pause again, and teleports us to world origin. Here you can see that world origin, the X, Y, Z at the start of the animation and the X, Y, Z to which we are teleported are identical. Now obviously that's not what's happening, otherwise we wouldn't be zooming across the map. Let's have a look at what get view pause does. When in game, get view pause is going to return the position of the camera, not the position of the Slayer, the position of the camera, as an X, Y, Z coordinate, as well as information with regards to the angles of the camera. So if I were to move the camera's angle without moving the Slayer himself, I would get different values for these 2 variables, but not different values for these 2 variables, but not different values for the X, the Y, and the Z, which remain the same. However, if I were to call get view pause in the minimap, I would get a different value. My camera was at -109, -277, -18, but when I opened the minimap, my camera is at -196, -278, -20, +28. Now, what's going on is that get view pause in the minimap returns the position of what you are looking at. X, Y, Z. Right here, what's in the middle of the map is in position 119, 119, 178. Our theory is that at this moment, instead of teleporting us to world origin destination, the game teleports us to the view pause in the minimap. Let's give that a try. First, I want to figure out how high the ledge I am climbing actually is. I call getViewPause while in game, and I get a Z value of minus 18.49. That means that at the end of the ledge grab, the game should put me at a Z value of minus 18.49. Now let's see what happens in practice if I try to trigger a mantle warp. Let's say I want to go to the end of the level. Let's try again. Hurrah! Great success. Let's see what happened in game. So, on frame 752, the game checked the origin destination, recorded world origin destination, checked whether we could stand there, and put us in pull-up state. It called getViewPause, recorded it as minus 110, minus 278, minus 21, which is almost identical to world origin destination. Then, on frame 905, it put us in state none and called getViewPause. But this time, it didn't call the getViewPause in game, it called getViewPause in the minimap. And that returned 155, 115, 156. The game then says it teleported us to world origin, but we know that's not true because we are in the middle of the last arena. So, what happens when we call getViewPause in this arena? We get a position of 156, 115, minus 29. Now, that's almost identical to the getViewPause, which was called on frame 905, 155, 115, 156. This position is repeated right here, 155, 115, minus 18. This is a position where we were teleported to. But why is it that these two values are not identical? Here, getViewPause is 155, 115, 156. Here it's 155, 115, minus 18. The Z value is changed. Now, the most astute among you will remember this Z value, minus 18.48, was almost the height of our ledge, minus 18.49. Our theory is that the game replaces the XY value of the getViewPause from the map, 155, 115, then overrides the Z value with the Z value of where we're supposed to go. So we're teleporting to the X, Y of the minimap, but the Z of the Slayer. So, how do we use this in practice? Bloodthunder, the genius that he is, found that you can bind opening the dossier, the map, to mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down. But that's not all. If you spam mouse wheel with the dossier open and then close the dossier, it will automatically try to reopen it on the next frame. Here's an example. You can see my input overlay here. The dossier is open. I'm spamming the mouse and I'll press tab to close the dossier. Then I won't press anything except tab and inputs are buffered. This makes it that almost every frame the game is going to try and open the map. So here I've started the grab animation. I'm going to spam mouse wheel and close my dossier regularly. And eventually I'm going to gain a significant amount of height, which probably means that I'm on the last frame of the animation. And poof! Here we are. All of this without any macros, without any free scroll, without anything at all. However, there's a key subtlety. The frame rate, as you can see, is really low. Now why is that? It's really simple. The number of frames the animation takes scales. At 30 FPS, there are 20 frames in the animation. At 60 FPS, there are 40 frames. At 120 FPS, there are 80 frames. That makes it that the window to successfully warp is bigger at 30 FPS. Every frame at 30 FPS is 33 milliseconds. At 60, that's essentially 16. At 120, that's essentially 8. So at 100 FPS, you need to hit an 8 millisecond window. At 30 FPS, you need to hit a 33 millisecond window, which is a lot easier. So if you want to try this trick, get your FPS as low as you can, either through the console commands or through a third-party program, and use your mice scroll. Now in practice, this works fine at 60 FPS. It's a bit more difficult, but it's perfectly doable as well. Some players do it at 60. But that's essentially it for Ledge Warping. So, I hope you liked the video. If you want to speedrun the game, feel free to join the Discord, Modern Doom Speedrunning Community, MDSR. A link is in the description. We often do speedrunning events. Everyone's very welcoming. And if you don't like the video, well, you can go